Good day. Daryl Joseph here, consulting psychologist and director of Josal Consulting Limited. The world commemorated World Mental Health Day this Wednesday, October the 10th, 2018. And that's a really wonderful thing. It is time that attention be paid to mental health, mental wellness, those who are suffering, their plight, the stigma attached to it, and so forth, and alleviating a lot of that stigma and bringing the reality and the pain that many of our people go through because of mental health. In the examples that were given precedence and highlighted, though, I detected something which I think could be a little bit of a problem, and I want to spend a minute or two just highlighting my concerns about it. A lot of times when we speak about mental health, mental wellness in the press and in the public, in the media, you rarely hear many examples of those who are mentally ill. People who do very alarming things, sometimes very dangerous things, and the cause or the reason behind their unusual behavior is attributed to mental illness. And in highlighting these stories over and over again, it is possible that there is an unfortunate perception that mental wellness is all about avoiding mental illness. As in, if you're not mentally ill, if you're not at the point of committing suicide, or if you're not seriously depressed, or if you're not harming or a threat to yourself or other people, then you're off the hook, you're okay. And it doesn't really apply to you. You just having the normal everyday problems that people have. Well, I want to say something about that, and I want to be heard very clearly. Nothing could be further from the truth. Mental wellness applies to everybody, and it identifies a spectrum of mental health, all the way from people who are extremely mentally healthy, able to handle anything that life throws at them, all the way down to those who are seriously mentally ill and who need to be hospitalized and need to be put on medication and monitored and so forth. You know, it's thinking of mental health only in the context of mental illness is a bit like thinking about a heart attack or thinking about heart health only in the context of those people who have suffered a heart attack. So it's almost as if we were to throw out all of the education and all of the money and resources spent to educate people about eating healthily, about eating vegetables and fruits, and about exercise, and about monitoring your stress levels and keeping yourself heart healthy. It's almost like throwing out all that heart healthy talk and saying, well, you didn't have a heart attack, so it's okay. You're all right. Your heart is okay. You don't need to pay attention to what you eat and what you do and how you live. And as we know, that's nonsense. Okay? We are encouraged to look after our hearts so that we don't end up with a heart attack, heart healthy. So mental wellness is the same thing. We need to maintain, improve, and keep our mental wellness as high as we possibly can. And we do that by monitoring our stress levels, by making sure that we do what is required to keep them down. We monitor ourselves daily to see if we're more irritable than usual, if we're getting into more arguments than usual, if we find people around us are more annoying than we normally would, if we're getting angry very easily, if we're sleeping well, if our appetite is out of control, if we're generally feeling as though we are calm and centered and at peace, or if we're feeling like we're in this constant sort of turmoil, always fighting and always feeling like we're being attacked and we have to go on the offensive all the time to defend ourselves and our territory. Because if that's happening, guess what? You have a mental illness concern as well. And it doesn't mean that you are at the far end of the spectrum where you need to be treated as a patient, but it does mean that you need to pay attention to your mental health. I hope my point is heard. Mental health is about health. Mental health is health. Everybody needs to pay attention to their mental health. Whether you are seriously mentally ill or whether you're just going through a rough patch and you're not handling things well, pay attention to your mental health. Seek out resources when you need to, maybe even before you think you need to, seek help. Because mental health is health. Thank you. Have a great day.